Not some obscure or remote part of the country which would be just as bad, but to give you a sense of how close to many of your homes this is, these are the pictures of what happened yesterday and is continuing to happen in the New area, the Mewat region of Haryana adjoining Delhi. Gurugram, New, the Sona Chowk area are all parts of the larger national capital territory, and they are literally on the outskirts of Delhi, and that is where this big eruption has taken place yesterday. It started yesterday at 10 a.m. when a VHP Bajrang Dal Ashobayatra began. These are pictures at 10 a.m. yesterday when that Ashobayatra began. You can see the saffron flags, VHP identity. They were to march towards a temple. So a Ashobayatra is a crowd of devotees along with the VHP and the Bajrang Dal, and they were headed towards a temple. At about 12 noon, 2 hours into this entire procession starting, stones began being pelted on the yatra after a great deal of provocative sloganeering. This was in an area dominated by minority community families. Stone pelting erupted at about noon yesterday. These are images our cameras have captured of the stone pelting that began. Remember, many of the people in the crowd, in the procession, were also armed, and pictures of those had also been shared on social media prior. At 4 p.m., about 4 hours after stone pelting began, clashes not only intensified, but they spread across New. Vehicles, police stations, shops, petrol pumps were all fair game. At last count, nearly 100 vehicles have been completely destroyed in fire. The landscape of New, captured on our cameras, looked like this huge hellscape of fires and smoke. And the damage that has been caused as a result of this clash is still being assessed at this point of time. It's going to run into many tens or even hundreds of crores. That's the kind of damage we're looking at. Police stations were attacked, vehicles were burnt as well. At about 5:30 p.m., as I was anchoring my show yesterday, at about 5:30 p.m. yesterday, the Haryana government took the call to suspend internet. Remember, this was about 5.5 hours after the violence began. After the first stone was thrown, internet services was suspended at about 5:30 p.m., by which time crowds had already descended on this area. The clashes had intensified and had spread from New to other areas, including the Sona Chowk area and Gurugram. Remember, Gurugram, one of Delhi's biggest suburbs. It's part of Haryana and is a smart city where many multinational corporations and companies have their headquarters. July 31st, 6 p.m. Yesterday at 6 p.m., the violence then spread, like I said, to Gurugram. So it was in the evening hours that the violence, which had been erupting in New, spread to Gurugram. So 10 a.m. the procession starts. 6 p.m. yesterday evening, things then spread to Gurugram. Late at night, things became even scarier. After we reported at about 10 p.m. about the deaths of two home guards, Haryana home guards, Jawans, in the clashes that took place, late at night, a cleric, the Imam of an under-construction mosque in Gurugram, also died in the clashes that took place. This happened late at night. We reported it first thing this morning. So that is a broad timeline of how things started from 10 a.m. to late last night, with the internet being snapped, and that snapping and the dropping of any assembly of crowds in that area is still very much in effect.